All right, let me get camera angles sorted out here. That should be good. Good morning, Roxanne. How is everyone? Got my coffee. I think I've got everything laid out that I'm gonna need today. As a quick reminder, if this is your first time here, this is the Frugal Planner channel where I try to create layouts and planners for under $10. This time I really took it to the extreme and said I was not only going to do the notebook, I was also going to do the supplies that I was using as well. So that's why we're working in a composition notebook. This is the Pen and Gear. I got it from Walmart, 50 cents. Good morning, everyone. 50 cents at Walmart. The ruler, I believe, was like 60 some cents. Pens were under $3. And of course I got the Crayola markers. I was gonna get the super tips, but I thought these would work better in the monthlies and for the headers and for doodles. So that's why I got the larger one. And I got the classic colors because I figured that would be also the easiest. So if you watched the video yesterday, you saw me set up the basic layouts and put in a few headers. I wanted to give a little bit more explanation on my tracker, even though I kind of goobered it up when I was planning yesterday. In fact, I still have pen on my hand. Because it is a ballpoint pen and I was going over pencil marks, it wasn't happy. So it kept puddling, as you can see. I think any ballpoint pen would do this. I don't blame Pen and Gear. I'm not saying it's because it's an affordable option to pens. I just think it's how I was utilizing it, and I was really putting it under a lot of pressure by doing all of this at one time. And good morning. I decided to fill in all of my habits with black ink, black marker, just so eventually, hopefully on the 22nd, I plan so that I can fill that in. So I'm going to mark some of these in here. This is for yesterday. The goal with this notebook is it's portable, it's inexpensive, so I'm not worried about tossing it into my bag or throwing it on my desk at work, or throwing it by the couch when I get home at night. This needs to be my visible planner because I do want to keep track of all of this that I've got on here. I did not read. I did do a tiny bit of crochet. It was definitely my first no spend. Didn't pack lunch, did not meal prep, did not clean the fridge, didn't journal, and didn't Spanish. So far today, I haven't done any of those things. I got up, got myself some coffee, kind of cleaned off my work area so that I could be here with you, and that was about it. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the layout. Usually, if I will do this kind of layout, I will flip it and I will have it open this way so that I have like a nice header up here that I can write. But I do the same thing, Christy. That's why it needs to be something that I can, you know, toss down when I get home so that I'm going back into it. And I think using the markers will be fun and get me back into it instead of just like pencil and paper. That's my hope. We'll see at the end of the month how this comes together. Hey, Helen. So yeah, usually when I do a tracker, I will do it this way. But when I'm filming and I'm showing you, I've got this giant flap and it hangs over my desk. So I thought specifically for filming purposes only, I wanted the flap to be at the back of my desk so that you don't see it. And I know that seems like such an odd thing, but there it is. Like, that's why I wanted to tell you that's the way it is. That's the way it is. I was going to sing Janet Jackson, but then I'm like, that didn't fit at all. So then we go into the calendar, and I've got my markers and I've got my colored pens as well. So I did a pen test in the back of this to see how well the pens would show up on the paper. The green is a bit bright. It doesn't show up as well as I would like, because originally I thought I would do the green for anything that had to do with finances. So paydays, anything I had to pay, all of that good stuff. But it doesn't show up as well as I wanted. So I could do the green Crayola marker and do like a dot and then write out whatever it was. I like that idea too. I just want to be able to use the pens as well. So when I'm looking through this, color coding, of course, comes to mind. All of my YouTube will be red. Anything to do with payday will be green. Anything to do with Wes will be orange. And then I guess anything to do with me could be pink or purple. Probably purple, because I've done a lot of pink already. So let's pop back over here. I've already penciled out and penned in. Penciled out and penned in. That sounds like a lot of things. All the pretty girls look like this. That's what it reminded me of. All of the like squares. And these are going to be 1.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. I don't measure that out because it's not quite 1.5. And I don't like splitting the rows. I don't like splitting those up. So I just don't. So let's go through this. I know I have on the 17th, I'm going to go back and do the previous 2 weeks since we are hopping into this calendar mid-month, but I'm going to plan with you today the 14th through the 20th. I think that is just going to be easiest for me, brain-wise, just to keep track of it. And you too, because you've seen me already plan the month twice. Twice already? At least twice if you watch both channels. You hear that bird? Holy moly macaroni. So Thursday, I'm going to put a green dot because that is payday. And then I also have a payment due on Tuesday. So I'm just going to do the circle. I had originally thought about doing like a big like dot, but then I didn't want it to bleed through. So that's why I didn't. And then let me write this in really quick. All right. Spreaker. Payday. I was laughing the other day when I was doing finance stuff. I was like, so money comes in this day and then it goes out this day, this day, this day, this day, this day. It's like as soon as it comes in, it's assigned a home. I guess it's all part of being an adult, but man, it's like, well, get that back in there. Go back to your home. Go back to your friends. And then I do have, let's do purple since oh my gosh, my fingernails are catching on the edge right here. Fairfender again. Work with me here, planner. Work with me. Yeah, adulting isn't fun sometimes. You are correct. So Tuesday, I have an ortho appointment. I told you guys my bottom teeth started shifting and now I've got this almost, I don't know, it's a weird sensation in my mouth. There's like pressure and my teeth are moving. Hi Ruth, happy Saturday. This has never happened before. I had braces when I was a kid and I took my permanent bottom retainer off probably 10 years ago. Nothing happened. And then we got back from vacation and I was telling Wes, I feel like I have pressure like on my bottom jaw in the front. And I started looking and my teeth are moving. And as a kid, instead of my teeth being this way, they were like crowded and in front of each other and twisted. And I thought, oh my gosh, I don't want them to go back to that. I remember that. So I made an ortho appointment. They're going to make me like an Invisalign Invisalign bottom retainer that I wear probably the first couple days, all day long, all night long, 24 hours. And then I can skip and do just at night when I'm sleeping. But holy moly macaroni. I was like, what is happening? Talking about adulting is sometimes not fun. Here I am, almost 50, and I'm going to be wearing a retainer. So that is on Tuesday, and I'm gonna go to my appointment, get fitted for the retainer, and then I'm coming home. Like, I am not gonna go back to work. I remember, I'm sure this is not like getting braces, but if you've had braces, like the wires and the, you know, the rubber bands and the headgear, it is painful. Like, I don't want to go back to work and have to answer phones and talk to people and be like chipper me, because I'm not gonna feel like chipper me. Okay. Yes. Oh, so I did have the permanent bottom retainer, the one that wrapped around the bottom eye teeth, the two eye teeth, and it like silver wrapped around. And then it had the bar behind it. That's why I took it off, is because having my dental hygienist clean my teeth, it was difficult to get in between that wire. And there was always tartar buildup. It didn't matter how much I flossed or brushed. We're going to call that flussed because that's the word I wanted to choose for it. Oh my goodness. All right. Back to planning. Whew. I need to have another cup of coffee. Flussed. It's not even a word. Not even a word. So I'm going to put an orange dot down here, here, and Friday. So Wes is going to be working in a bike shop. It's his best friend. And I'm going to put speed shop. They repair motorcycles and small engines, so like air compressors, power washers, four-wheelers, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, street bikes. It's pretty cool. And then let's go ahead and grab the red. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is I've got 2 videos I need to write down each day. And I have filmed all of the videos for Plan with April, but I haven't filmed all of the videos for the Frugal Planner channel. Good morning, Rachel. Ruth, I agree. It is. It's such a weird pain too. There's nothing that quite takes it away. It's like I was telling Wes, with my teeth shifting, it almost feels like when you have something stuck in between 2 teeth and you can't get it dislodged, and you know that feeling it is, that pressure where your teeth are trying to make room for it, and so they move and then it finally comes out, you can floss it out. That's what it feels like, but it's constant and there's nothing in there. And my tongue's having a heyday with it. I don't know why. These tiny little changes in my teeth, my tongue's like, hey friends, you guys are new. Let me introduce myself. And it's like, oh my gosh, they've been there the whole time, tongue. Like, stop. I've got a little blister like on the side corner on the front of my tongue because it's so weird. Our bodies are so crazy and so interesting to boot. Okay, so let's mark this in. I'm going to run out of room on that one, which is okay. No harm, no foul. How are you guys liking the lives on Saturday for this channel and Sunday for the Plan with April channel? Is that working out for you? And do you like having the playback available? Like if you miss it, do you like having the playback available? I'm going to write these down. They might be a bit... I'm actually going to be posting on Thursday. I think Thursday. What day is it? I think it's Thursday. On Plan with April, a whole filming schedule. So, yes. Thank you, Ruth. Okay. I like having the playback option also when I'm unable to, catch one of the creators I watch. I like having that option of being able to play it back. Debbie, I'm glad you made it today. Oh, okay, Hope. Good to know. I'll always have them on playback so that you guys can go back and watch them if you want. I'm trying to set up a new journal, one that I'll actually use, and it is so tricky because, again, it is one of those things that I think I enjoy the setup process of it, but the actual like work in a journal, ugh, I struggle with that a lot. So I need to figure out a better way to do it where it isn't a big deal. It's just me free writing. Excuse me. That's a good point too, Ruth. Thank you. Thursday on this channel, I'm going to be updating the garden notebook. And I think I have... Oh, I was wondering. Yes, yay. Okay, Hope, I've thought about doing more morning pages too. I feel like that is something I could do. But I haven't done that yet. So I decided I am going to keep the, good morning, Holly. I'm going to keep the garden planner. Sorry, I'm reaching behind me. Remember when I did the garden planner and I put Helen's postcard on it, or bean card on it? It is crusty. Like, I don't know if you can see this, but it has like seen better days. Like, it's been outside. It has been in the garden. In fact, I got a little bit of water damage. I know I'm getting sidetracked. I got a little bit of water damage on it, but I don't want to move this information into a new notebook because I have everything in here that I want to keep in here. And there's quite a bit, and I don't want to copy it back over. But I do have new notes for 2025 that I want to put in here. And I want to create a better way to track when I need to plant things. So stay tuned. This one will be on Thursday here. I'll be putting that up. And if you are a gardener, you're thinking about doing a garden, let me know how you're keeping track of things. Or are you? Like, I'm keeping track of when we fertilize the tomatoes and peppers and all of the timing that we do for the water. And I think this fall we're going to do some compost fill in for the soil. And then I'm going to plant a bunch of crimson clover, which reminds me of the song. I don't know who sang it, but it was the crimson and clover over and over. So every time I say that's what I'm going to plant in the garden, I feel like I need to play that song for them as they're growing. Welcome to my channel where we jump around like squirrels. Yeah, same, Christy. And it is definitely worn. It is like crispy worn. But it's a garden notebook, so I feel like that's fitting. Like, it should have water stains. It should have a little bit of soil on it. Yes, total squirrel. All right, so back to this. On the 18th, I am doing spiral notebook vertical. And then 7 a.m. live and 7 a.m. live. Yes. Yeah, I've really enjoyed the garden. So I grew up with a grandpa who was a true gardener. Like, he grew the most amazing garden every single year. And anytime in the summer I went to find him, he was always in said garden. He had horses too, so I would feed like the carrot tops to the horses, and I would help him weed out the garden and feed it to the horses, and it was just a whole thing. And then when I mentioned to Wes that I wanted a garden, he's like, yeah, I can till you up a garden, like, not a big deal. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, not a big deal at all. So when he did it, I was looking at it from up in the dining room through the window, and I'm like, can you make it just a little bit bigger? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, like half more that size. And he's like, sure. Well, let me just tell you, it looked smaller from far away. Once I got down in it, it's actually bigger than the footprint of our house, if you believe that or not. It is giant. It is beautiful. I have loved it very much. But with it only being our second year, we're still learning things. Yeah, it's amazing. It's a lot of fun. So moving on, this is the layout I created for this week. So the 14th through the 20th. And I've got a notes section here, which I could do as check marks, actual notes from the week. And then I have each day set up. And the reason I did it this way, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Two reasons. One, I love keeping my Saturday and Sunday together. They're usually my busiest days of the week. The other thing I could have done is kept these together, but done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The only kicker with that, if I fold this over, I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If I would have done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I would have had Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, which is a little off. So when you're planning out your layouts, think about how you're going to use the notebook. Are you going to be sitting on the couch, you know, Indian style with your legs crossed, have the book on your lap? Are you filling it in that way? Is it always going to be open and on your desk so that you just have access to the whole 2 pages? How is it that you're going to be using it? Because that does make a difference on, for me, how I am utilizing the page layout. Oh, a half-acre garden. That is amazing. I don't know how big a half acre is, but I don't think mine is that big. Mine's, I think it's 40 by 40, so 160-ish. No, 1,600 square feet-ish. 160. Yeah, no. I don't math. Math isn't my math. My math isn't math, and it never is. Yeah, that would be amazing. So let's go through here really kind of. I don't have a lot going on, but I do. I know math is not my forte. I can do quick math and it's right, but if I think about it too hard, I get it wrong. That made no sense whatsoever, but it did in my head. In my head. So Monday, I'm going to draw in a checkbox because I need to schedule member videos. So if you are a member of this channel, you get early access. You get a day before everybody else gets to see the video, which is awesome sauce. And then I need to do 20 minutes. I call it the treadmill. It's a walking pad. My goal is to get up to 30,000 steps by my birthday in January. 30,000 steps a day, not total, because you're like, well, yeah, that's pretty easy. No, 30,000 steps a day. Then I've got it. Right now I'm doing about 3,000. I have a job where I sit at my desk and I do data entry. The most I get up is to get stuff from the printer, or if somebody comes up to the counter and I happen to be, you know, helping the people at the counter for the day. And that is not a whole lot. So yeah, 3,000, maybe 4,000 if it's a good day. Yeah, same. Oh yeah, I have a few channels that I need to catch up on. I think the ones that I have my notifications turned on, I'm caught up on, but the other ones, yeah. You too, Amy. Thank you for being here. All right, I'm going to go down here. And I'm going to put dinner in. And it's going to be vegetable stir fry. Tuesday, I know I have that bill. Schedule members. And then I think I'm going to do the 20 minutes on the treadmill / walking pad in the morning. Otherwise, in the evening, our house gets so warm this time of year that I think it would just be miserable. Home, and then I will put, there's a theme to our dinners this week, if you noticed. We're having Asian style dinners. I always like doing a theme because then when I go and like make my market list or my grocery list, I'm only purchasing refills for spices and stuff that will work for the entire 6 days of the week, 6 meals that I'm planning, which is always nice. I always feel super like responsible when I do that. And then we've got orange chicken and rice. Perfect. It looks pretty empty. There is some other stuff that I want to plan, but I want to use my markers and my colored pens, so I'm going to come back to it. So we've got schedule. Did I tell you guys I actually did end up gluing the pages together of this composition notebook? The markers and the colored pens bled through, not ghosted, but like actually bled through. In fact, you can see on some of this, see how we're ghosted? That's 2 pages. So I was going to give you the heads up. If you do decide to use the Crayola markers, do a pen test. Make sure that they're not going to ghost or bleed through whatever paper you're doing. And I know I've talked about this before. I don't believe it is non-frugal. I don't think it's wasteful to glue your pages together if that means you are going to utilize the notebook. And I stand by that 1,000 million %. I feel like an unused notebook sitting in a cupboard. Don't let me fool you. I have them. I'm not like preaching that I don't. I do. I have blank notebooks. I have notebooks all over the place. Everywhere. I am a notebook collector. If there was money in collecting notebooks, yeah. Hello. I'd have a safe. I crack myself up. I am trying this weekend to get all of my filming done so that I'm not filming somewhere at 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning like last week. It was early. Like I didn't even wake up. It was so work. Oh yeah, collecting pens. Yeah. Ooh, yes. Hope that's a good idea. There is a lot of room. And you could use this for all tracking, or the other thing you could use this for, and I thought about doing this too, is setting up a similar and then doing my Spanish so that I could write the Spanish words that I was struggling with and then practice. I could do a sentence of the day. I'm doing Duolingo, and I have been a horrible student. An absolute horrible, horrible student. All right, and then Saturday we've got the live stream. Perfect. And then while that is uploading, I could do the treadmill. Oh, Ruth, that's very nice of you. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. I was one of those people in school that would practice my letters in class. Like I would write letters, all my letters in class. And there's still some fonts, I guess you could call them. I don't know. I guess they're fonts that I want to learn. For a while, I was really like into the Ray Dunn font where I would do all tall, skinny letters on everything. Yeah, font style. Yes, yes. So I would practice every single day writing that way. Same goes with my signature. I think over the years, my signature has changed so much. Shrimp spring rolls. These are so good. Oh my goodness. Whoops. If I can spell them right. Not going to worry about that. It's totally fine. Thank you, Debbie. Okay, I'm going to grab the brown. I think pink and brown go together really well. It reminds me almost like a Western layout. I don't know why. Brown, cowboy hats, cowboy boots, maybe. I don't know, but I'm feeling the brown. So I want to come in here on Monday. I want to put 2 chores I want to get done. Just 2. That is all. So down here, I'm going to put in here and this one will actually go with my checkoff list, so my tracker. So I've got clean the bathroom and help with laundry. Wes has been so busy at the shop and doing so many things for other people, and now he's going to do all of our grocery shopping, bless his heart. I used to just do the order and then pick it up, and he's like, you know, the produce is kind of going downhill. The salad mixes that they're giving us are like expired that day, and so he's like, let me just do it for a while and see if we're happier with that. And of course, I know I'm going to be happier with that because he's actually, you know, going and doing it. This one I'm going to take pretty easy, and I'm just going to say laundry. I'm not going to do 2 because I know, well, I don't know, but I'm guessing I'm not going to feel like doing a whole bunch of stuff when I get home. That's why I'm taking the rest of the day off after I get this new silly retainer. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Clean the kitchen. And then I will do, now remember, Wes is doing all of this stuff too. I'm just filling in. Like I'm just helping out a little bit. What do we think of the brown and pink and the black together? Are we good with that? I could have done any color really, because black, pink, and blue go together. Black, pink, and yellow go together. Although I think the yellow was a little washy outy. A little bit. Like I think it'll be good for decoration, but I don't think it's going to be great for like writing in things. Where is, I'm going to do, okay, I'm losing track. That's going to be a long one, so I'm just going to do one. And then I want to do change bedding. Both the cats sleep on the comforter, so every week we have to wash it because they're not huge shedders compared to our yellow lab that we had. He was crazy when it came to losing hair. Our cats aren't that bad, but still, once a week the whole thing gets changed. And then Saturday. Do I have anything else going on Saturday? I feel like something's happening, but I don't see anything on my monthly schedule, so I guess not. Question mark? Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna say this is gonna be mop all floors. And then Sunday is just gonna be prep for the week. And that'll cover so many things that after I get done with the live stream on Sunday, I'll be like, why? Why do I have to get ready for the week? Again, adulting. I could have used gray. That would have been pretty too. Could have been. Would have been. Okay, now let me... Hold on. I'm trying to keep organized so that when I am done filming, I don't have a giant mess on my desk. All right. I promised I would show you this. This is how I keep track of what I'm doing for the week. First and foremost, this side of the page is my inventory. This side of the page is our meal plan. So if we look at this week, I went through our fridge, our freezer, our pantry, and what we have in canning inventory, which is getting super low, which is good because it's almost canning season again. But I really kind of did a few things by the skin of my teeth. Diced tomatoes this year, I need to do more. Salsa, all tomato products I need to do more of because we went through them like water. So in my freezer, I'm going to do the freezer first because usually that's the easiest one for me to kind of flip through things and see what I have. I have shrimp, and the shrimp in there, while still good, has a bit of crystallization going on with the ice. So also known as freezer burn. Is it going to be fine for cooking? Absolutely. Do I need to use it soon? Yes, I do. So I have shrimp in my freezer. I have other things in there too, but the shrimp needs to be used up soon. I also have 4 chicken breasts, and they have been in there for more than a minute. In the fridge, I have a ton of Asian sauces, a ton. I have orange chicken sauce. And it is I think it's the name brand from Panda. I have teriyaki sauce. I have a ton of green onions. And in the pantry, I have, you know, the chow mein noodles, the crunchy ones. I have a can of those, and they are the best due or best buy date is coming up. That would be my cat. I don't think I'll be using any canning this week. I might, but I don't foresee it. So when I go to the fridge and the pantry and the freezer and I see that I've got all of this stuff, I'm trying to put together in my head, okay, how can I use this? You know, what do I need to do? Oh, I didn't put anything, but I also have a ton of basil that I need to cut back the basil plant because it's getting out of control. So, hi, Julie, welcome. I know, Ruth. This is the hardest thing about meal planning and then meal prepping is I want to snack on all this stuff. So knowing I have the shrimp and 4 chicken breasts, this is how I came up with an Asian-inspired meals for the week because I know I've got orange chicken sauce, I've got teriyaki sauce, and I can do a lot of things with that. So when we go over here, our first recipe that I'm going to write down for the week is vegetable stir fry. I'm going to pull things from the garden. Our sugar snap peas are so good, and we are harvesting them almost every single day. So I'm going to throw those in the mix. As far as anything that I need to get in the store, oh, shrimp scampi would be good. Hello, that sounds wonderful. That sounds really wonderful. As far as what I need from the store on this one, I don't need anything at all. I have everything at home that I'm going to need to make for this. So I don't need to put anything over here for the market list. So I'm going to throw carrots in here, peas. I have, what else was I thinking? Oh, the green onions. I have regular onions that I need to use up. I should put those over here. They're not really in the pantry, but they are what I would consider a pantry item because they're not frozen, they're not in the fridge, and they're not in canning. Although I do store onions down in the canning room. Anyway, that was a tangent, sorry. Hi, buddy. Did you come back and see us? So I'm puppy sitting for my friend. She has a long-haired dachshund. I think that's how you say it. And he and Stark are trying really hard to make friends, but Stark's not really an extrovert. he's kind of like me. He's got his few people, and that's who he hangs around. So, poor guy, he's struggling, but he's trying. All right, and then we go to the chow mein. I have noodles. I don't know what you would call the crunchy noodles, so we'll just call them, I think they're just chow mein noodles. And I'm going to have, I wonder if I should have him get 2. So I'm thinking, because I could then use it for this too. I'm going to write this over here for, you know, the coleslaw mix. I am going to have him get 2 bags of that because that would work both in the vegetable stir fry and the chow mein. So that, and it would work in the shrimp rolls too. Yeah, so we'll have him get that. And then I've got all the sauce that I need for that one. So then we've got orange chicken and rice. I use jasmine rice most of the time, regardless of what kind of dish I'm making. I will even use my jasmine rice for Spanish rice recipe. I love jasmine rice, and we always have a ton on hand. So I've got my orange sauce, I've got my chicken, I've got my rice. I'll probably do some of the green onions. And then the sauce mixture. So that one will be super duper easy. And then we've got sesame chicken and rice. Those birds are really chirping. And remember, I usually make double batch so that I have lunch the next day. Truth be told, it's usually breakfast the next day because I prefer a savory breakfast than like a sweet breakfast. Debbie, dinner is always at 5:30. Not always, but usually if you're here by 5:30, you're safe. So sesame chicken and rice. I do need sesame oil. And I'm going to put in here small because I don't use it that often, but I do use it. So I've got sesame seeds would probably be the only other thing that I would add to this recipe that I don't already have. So that'll be really easy. This week is going to use a lot of cornstarch too. I know this because in this type of cooking, I like to put in cornstarch with my chicken. It just gives it a more tender texture, more tender mouth texture, and it helps crisp it up if I'm going to fry it, which I'm going to do the basil chicken. It's fried basil chicken. Hi, sweet boy. You saying hi? Hi. So I'm going to put, do I want to do that? Probably, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think I've got plenty of cornstarch, but I'll leave it optional if I go back to the pantry. I'm pretty sure I have a whole container. The next one is going to be the fried basil chicken. Yeah. I know, it sounds amazing, doesn't it? And then we're adding broccoli for a kind of healthy alternative. So for this one, that is where I'm gonna need uh, the basil from the garden. Oh, I need broccoli. I do not have fresh broccoli. We did plant broccoli in the garden, and I think I'm going to freeze it this year. Blanch it and then freeze it. So, Bruno. Oh. Oh, Hope, I will post the recipe on the community page. I'll make a note of that. Let's flip back here. Notes. Perfect. After I get done with the live stream, I'll put it on there. Whiskey, you guys doing okay? Whiskey is a beige blonde. He's beautiful. He's such a good boy. And he's a long hair. And he likes to sleep under the covers. And he's a good cuddler, which all of those things really bother Stark, because Stark is also, except for sleeping under the covers, a good snuggler, always wants to be on my lap, and so he's got competition. I think that's why they're struggling to be best friends and only just kind of passerby friends right now. So basil, chicken, and broccoli. I actually got this recipe from a Thai food truck that we have here in town, and I absolutely love it. They deep fry the chicken, and it's just like chicken pieces, and then they deep fry the basil. Oh, and then put the basil leaves on top. It is amazing. I'm now salivating. And then shrimp rolls. Bless you. He does that every time I'm recording. Have you guys noticed that? Wes always sneezes. Actually, he probably just sneezes and I happen to be recording. So shrimp rolls, you guys know rice paper. I have a ton of it. Rice paper, you soak it until it gets like clear, see-through. And I usually put 3 shrimp on the middle of mine, and then I will, oh, rice noodles. I will put rice noodles. I'm going to use some of the coleslaw mix and then wrap it all up. And then I use a peanut dipping sauce. Oh my gosh. So good. I know I'm going to need a little bit extra soy sauce, so I'm going to have Wes pick that up. So shrimp rolls, shrimp, of course, the coleslaw mix, and the rice noodles. And then all the sauces is creamy peanut butter with soy sauce. Mix that together. You can put a little bit of brown sugar in it if you want to. You don't really need it. Like the peanut butter takes on its own life with that soy sauce. You dip that in there and it is amazing. Like absolutely amazing. We eat these as we make them, like as fast as we can roll them. They're kind of like wontons. I'm salivating. My mouth is like, are we making these today? What do you mean? What do you mean we're not making these today? As fast as we can roll them up and dip them, we're cleaning out the kitchen. And then I think that is it for things that I know we need for meal planning. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to draw a line. And then I know we also need dishwasher detergent. I think I spelled that wrong. I think there's an A in there somewhere. I know. Spelling isn't my thing either. Stark. Dishwasher detergent, and there was one more thing. Oh, toilet tissue. Or toilet paper. And before I send them to the store, I will double check all of my stock for like cleaning supplies and stuff. I think I am good. So look at that. We did all of this, which I think this looks really cool. I really like this layout. And then, oh, okay, Hope. I do like sriracha. Is it sriracha? Sriracha? Mm-hmm. Yep, obviously language is also not my forte this morning. Okay, that sounds amazing. Have you guys ever made the spice or the hot oil sauce? I've always been afraid to try it with the crushed red peppers in it, and then you put the boiling like fried oil on top of it, and it just like sizzles and cracks. It looks amazing. I bet it tastes amazing, but I haven't done it yet. I should put it on my things to do. So yeah, I think when Wes goes to the market, I will cut that off. And then the plan is to put on the back of this page, because I'll have a Dutch door style. This won't exist anymore. It'll be gone. So on the back of this, I'll have the receipt. And that way, future me can flip back and see, oh my gosh, da-da-da-da-da was this amount back in July of 2025, because I love that kind of stuff. It's like research, future research. I will find that sesame chicken recipe. I know it's on Pinterest. I'll find it. I'll post it. I'll let this video do its thing and get where it needs to be and edit it a little bit after the fact. And then I think there was some videos for Plan with April up today if you still want to watch more. And I will see you down in the comments later. I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for planning with me. And I will talk to y'all soon. Bye. This is awesome. Bye, everybody.